these are the dead wires I was able to pull up out of the attic. So that's what I have been up to in the in-between. Now I think the next step will be to clean up the wires, and then I'm gonna go around and cut 4 feet up on all the drywall and get rid of that and see if that gives me access to wiring and be able to add insulation and that kind of thing. I might have to take up the drywall all the way up to 8 feet, but 4 feet would be kind of cool because then I could put the drywall panels sideways. So I'm gonna try to cut 4 feet down on this wall and see if that doesn't give me enough access to put in the wires for the outlets. And I can also then figure out what's going on behind here and see if I can get away with doing that and don't have to remove all the drywall, because that would just make the job a lot simpler if I don't have to remove all the drywall. And then I'll also have to figure out what's going on with the wood floor right here. So that'll be kind of interesting. Figure out why it's going just to there and not all the way across, I guess. I'm curious if I'll end up being able to use the wire here for my table saw and planer, or I'm not sure if my planer works off of more like thicker gauge or if it's the bandsaw. Maybe all three. So that'll be interesting to see if I'll have to string wire or if I can repurpose the dryer outlet for that. Well, there's a rough line. I don't know how flat it really is. You can see it looks a little off, but close enough. This section is smaller, so I'm gonna try to pull it off first and see how hard it is. Hopefully it just comes right off. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't even know what this is held with, presumably drywall screws, but no real telling if that's the case or not. Oh, it's insulated. It's kind of nice. Well, that's about as good of a section as I can pull. Here's the wire to this. Last time I worked, I was able to strip off all of this, and through getting to see what I'm actually dealing with, I've decided I'm gonna take the demo up to 8 feet. That way I should just be able to put in 2 sheets of drywall, and I'll leave a foot up there. I think that's why it's so weird and squirrely down here, is they needed to still cover like that foot. And I think by leaving that foot, I won't have any trouble replacing this old worn out insulation with mineral wool. But I also won't have to, deal with having to buy a strip just for that last little chunk. But maybe I will want to replace it all. I guess we'll have to see what the drywall looks like up there. And if it looks like this is 1/2 inch drywall, so we'll see. But that's what I'm planning now, is I'm gonna take up the demo another 4 feet. All right, with that line drawn, I can go and cut it all out with my zip, and hopefully I can finish this wall. So this wall's pretty much done. I guess I still gotta tear the insulation out, but I don't know when I'll want to do that so I don't de-insulate my house. I don't know if it would make sense to do that and then wire right away. It's probably what I'll do. Not sure what I'll do with all this drywall, if I'll go to the city dump or if I'll be able to just deal with it at like big trash day. I don't know if my city will take construction materials for that. And with that, I was able to finish tearing all the drywall down and most of the nails off the wall. So I don't know if I need to remove the insulation before I wire it, or if I can just jump right into wiring. I guess I'll see how hard it is to do stuff with the insulation in place. I'd rather keep it until I'm ready to put up new insulation so that the garage stays somewhat temperature controlled. And I just, never know how long it'll take me to do stuff. So I don't like doing too much at once. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up the sheetrock on the ground, and then I'll be done for the day. So that's where I'm at.